So welcome people in this very channel. I hope all of you doing great. So yeah, I should be looking over here. Well, in this very video, we're going to be talking about another topic. Now, this topic is related to, as you might have already seen the title for this video, it's related to how to generate content on the spot, on the go, on the spot, at the right time, or anything that we can say. So, how to generate sentences or content on the spot is our topic for today. See what basically it means. Sorry. First of all, yeah, let's understand the basic meaning. Let's understand the connotation. If you're not familiar with the word connotation, it basically means meaning. It's synonym. It is a synonym to meaning. So let's understand the connotation of it. What basically means when we say generating content on the spot. You see, right now, let's take examples. Let's keep on taking examples as we gradually understand the concept, because examples are really helpful. Believe me, examples and experiences. When you learn from these two, you are always good to go, as long as in relation to understanding the thing really properly. Okay, enough of that. It basically means that you're able to speak on any given topic or literally on anything on the spot without having to think for anything. For instance, let's say that you get asked a question such as, speak on, or not even a question, but let's say that you are participating in a competition wherein you're supposed to be speaking on the topic cat, for instance. What you'd be, make no mistake about it, it's going to be a random topic. It's not going to be like that you get in advance the information about the topic that you'd be speaking on in the competition itself. You won't get any information in advance. It would rather be that you go onto the stage at the very moment you get the topic, speak on cat. Now cat is an example I'm just giving you right now. It can be any topic, okay, like space exploration, maybe about farmers, or let's say perhaps about air, hair, literally anything. So, how do we speak on any given topic? You see, I did mention about earlier that experiences and examples teach you the best. Examples, let's talk about examples first. For example, if I'm given a topic such as cat, now you might wonder that I pre planned to speak on this topic, cat. You could say so. You could also say that the next topic that I have for myself, let's say it's grass. So I might have pre-planned that as well. But it does not change the fact that I am at the very moment thinking about this topic dynamically, not statically. I didn't plan them at earlier. So if I were to talk about the topic cat, or let's say grass, I could go on to speak on it without having to think way too much. Would I be speaking absolutely correct, appropriate sentences, correct, uh, you know, everything which is satisfied, certified or verified? May not be. It may not be the case. So this is one of the drawbacks when when you are not taking the facts into consideration while you're speaking without having to think a lot. I can speak about grass right now. Let's say it's basically seen as green color. Everybody sees it as green color. Most people, when they are young, let's say when they are children, they go on to various parks in their childhood, maybe along with their parents, or there could be possibilities of them going there with their friends when they are supposedly going there for playing around in the park. So they all of them must have, like, this is a really great possibility that if you're going into parks for playing as children, there is a really great possibility that you would be going and most likely taking your shoes off and running onto the grass bare foot or naked foot, so that you feel that when it's, so let's say, daytime, so you might feel its warmth. When it's afternoon, or not afternoon, but I want to say when it's post noon, which is evening, you might feel its cold nature, not even a nature, but the temperature would be much colder than it would be when you're going there in the morning time. Not like early morning. In early morning as well, it would be close to colder than to warmer. Okay. And then I can go on to speak about about grass. Like as a child, I've always wondered why it sees why do we see it as the color green? Why not blue? Why not orange? uh, I'm not very sure, but I have gone to see some of the videos on YouTube wherein they do have this topic discussed. I mean, I haven't gone through those videos thoroughly. I've just seen them like clips by clips, in which they talk about. You see, one day not a children, but a child asked this question to their parents: why is the grass green colored? Why not any other color? Well, to my surprise, the parent just they don't answer it correctly. Most probably that they do not have an appropriate answer, so they just shut the question. They just say that such a ridiculous question is that. According to science, there are answers for that. We're not going to that deeply. If you are really concerned, if you're really interested to know, you could definitely give it some time understanding the concept behind it. But that was it. That was just an example of how we can go on to speak on any given topic. Was my speech absolutely appropriate? Was my speech absolutely perfect? No, it was not. It won't be perfect. It won't be 100% appropriate for everybody, not just me, but for everybody, for every given speaker that is there to speak. There isn't a perfect speaker. There might be someone who's speaking so flawlessly that there would be people who would listen to him, who would be listening to them. And these very people, some of these very people might be saying that no, this is not the correct accent, maybe this is not the correct way of speaking, he speaks too fast, maybe he speaks too slow, they speak too fast, they speak too slow. There would be such reasons given by them to support their psychology, they support their ideology of a perfect speaker. So don't have to think about that by following this approach I'm going to become a perfect speaker. No, it's not ever going to be the case. You could become an improved speaker for sure. You can become a perfect speaker in your eyes. In others' eyes, there could be a different case. So it was about the example, right? We've done with that. Now there are 3 points that we have to take into consideration while wanting to improvise ourselves in relation to creating content on the spot. If you aren't able to do the if you are not able to do it already, and these are based on my experiences, these are based on what I've seen so far. So I don't say that these are the topmost things that you'll have to advice that you'll have to take. You can, if you implement them, you might get the same benefits. That's what I'm saying. Now, first off, to create content, you must it's going to be boring if you expected it to be really exciting. First off, you must have information within yourself, inside of you. You must have information about it. If I talked about grass, if I talked about cat, the topic cat, if I talked about space exploration, it is one of my most favorite topics. Let me tell you, if you ask me about space exploration, I can go on to speak for hours. If I talked about aliens, if I talked about caves, if I talked about Earth, if I talked about history, geography, so and so, I'd be able to speak on for hours without having to think. Why am I able to speak? Why would I be able to speak so fluently without having to speak? There's just one reason, and that's one reason only: the information that I possess regarding a specific topic, regarding that given topic, is only due to that reason. So first off, we must have appropriate amount of information. What is an appropriate amount of information? There's no limit. Today I learned software development. Do I get to say that I've learned entire software development? Do I get to say that I've learned entire software engineering? No, I won't be able to say that at any point of time despite having years of experience. It's because it's an ever-growing field. So is space exploration. So is, knowing about ocean or the earth, or even you could say cat. You haven't practically done any experiments on cats. You haven't done anything with the grass. So you won't be able to say that I know everything about this topic. You could say that I know much about the topic, that I can speak for hours. That you can say for sure. So that is one, the very first approach, the first point you could say if you're writing it down. You must have information about it. How would you have information about a given topic? Reading or listening to, just getting your sources complete, sources full. So that's what you'd have to do. You could read, you could listen, you can observe. There are certain ways that you could get your information through information. Get your information through. So that's the first one. It is a bit boring, I know, but this is how it goes usually. When I mentioned reading or listening, this is how it goes. It's not like that. There is recently, people have become smart, that they've created new methodologies, new methods, new techniques to, creating content on the go, to creating sentences on the go in relation to spoken English, or to improvising our English much faster. There is nothing like that at all. Those who are providing you, courses for that, it's all completely utter nonsense, to be very honest. It follows the same approach as it once followed back in the days still. So that's the number one. Second is practice, actually. Again, now practice is, it's not something that you are obviously, you aren't listening it for the very first time, but there are two types of practices that I'm going to be speaking right now. The first practice is your cooperation, or you could say that your participation among other speakers. Now suppose that you have now gathered some amount of information about, for instance, your favorite topic is space exploration, or cat, or grass, or maybe smartphones, gadgets, anything. It could be literally anything. Now you have gathered information about, some amount of information about, your specifically favorite topics. You would want to showcase that. It's really important. It's not like that you are showing off. It's just similar to, once you have hit a number of poses, not poses, but let's say once you have performed number of exercises in a gym, you would want to hit a number of poses. Those poses aren't hit to, let other people know that you're hitting poses. No, it's not for that. Those who understand the psychology in going into gyms and after performing certain exercises, later on, hitting those poses, those who understand the psychology, the brains, the body, like, I won't want to go very much deeply, but those who understand it, they know that they don't do the posing stuff for, letting other people know that they're posing. There's a different reason for that. It benefits them. It benefits their body. So if you are into that, if you are into gym, you could search about it. So when I say that after acquiring information about a specific topic, you should be able to, and you should, communicate with other people regarding that, given the fact that they are also speaking the same or talking about the same topic. Or maybe you could contribute to the conversation by adding in some of your information, some of your knowledge about the same topic. That's how you would have to practice, by cooperation, by participation. Number two, the last one, I don't want to name like tens and 15s, no, just three. First one we've already seen, in which gather information by any sources, by any means of sources. The second one is your participation in conversations involving your interests. The third one is basically just you, with you, yourself, talk. Talk with yourself as much as possible. Not literally meaning that, throughout the day, but before you go into the battlefield, you would want to train yourself. How do you train yourself? By speaking, by talking. You could even include listening practices in there. Why do we need listening practices in a speaking environment? We do require it, believe me. It helps you with your structure formation. It helps you with your way of speaking. You could even adapt to a newer way of speaking, a newer accent, by following listening practices. So before you jump into conversations which require you to speak on specific topics, you would want to train yourself. How do you train yourself? By talking to yourself. Could I talk with somebody else? Yes, you could, as long as they are on a better level. Okay, on a better level. I'm talking about English level, not another level. As long as they are on a better level than you are able to, you can talk with them as well. Do I have anything against with those who are having lower level? Of course, no. I'm just talking from the perspective that I want you to improvise. So you won't improvise. Believe me when I say this, I say it from really, really honest opinion. You won't be able to improve when you talk with somebody with a lower level. That's a fact. Unfortunately, it is a fact. So that's why I recommend you to speak with those people, in case you are wanting to not talk to yourself, but rather talk with other people. You can talk with other people, those who are at least having better level than you. If you are not able to find that, then of course you can switch to the basic, and that is speaking to yourself instead. That's much easily accessible and available, as you are available for yourself. At least I hope so. So these are the 3 points that we've covered so far. Number one, just you'll have to gather information, content for you to speak. Number two, participation in conversation. Number three, participation in conversations with yourself before you actually deliver. So that's it for today in this very video. Yeah, if you liked it, so well, you know what to do. Just hit subscribe if you are willing to look for similar videos. I would want to provide you raw talks, not like anything which is filtered out. So you might even see, sometimes, I'm not sure if you'd be seeing that, but you'd be seeing completely honest of myself. That's all I can say. Okay, bye bye, take care.